Imagine this. The grandfather you loved dearly, your biggest supporter since you were a child, is gone. And on the day of his funeral, you, his most beloved grandson, are not allowed to attend. Not because you didn't want to, not because you were too far away, but because you were bound, by duty, by a system that wouldn't let you grieve. That's what happened to Park Jimin, a global superstar, a gentle soul, a grandson broken, because he couldn't say goodbye. In early April 2025, tragic news surfaced from the family of BTS's Jimin. His grandfather, a man reportedly very close to him, passed away peacefully at the age of 85 due to age-related health complications. The family gathered. Relatives, friends and neighbors came together to mourn. But one person was missing, Jimin. He wasn't seen near the casket. He didn't bow his head in silent prayer. He didn't cry on anyone's shoulder. He didn't show up. At first, many fans assumed Jimin was on his way. But as hours passed with no sign of him, murmurs began to rise. Eventually, a family member confirmed he wasn't given permission to leave his military duties. We're all heartbroken. Jimin was incredibly close to his grandfather. To understand the depth of Jimin's pain, we need to go back. In past interviews, Jimin often talked about how much he adored his grandfather. During his childhood, when his parents were busy working, it was his grandfather who would pick him up from school, who cooked for him, who laughed with him and encouraged his dreams. His grandfather proudly displayed Jimin's photos in the family home and was even present when Jimin debuted with BTS. They shared vacations together, and Jimin reportedly kept in touch with him even amid his chaotic idol schedule. Imagine a love that strong, and having to say goodbye not in person, but through tears behind military walls. Once the news broke, fans started asking, why wasn't Jimin allowed to attend the funeral? Is the South Korean military really that strict, even for a funeral? Sources familiar with the military system stated that all soldiers must go through a strict process to receive any form of leave, even emergency leave. But the real question is, haven't there been cases where celebrities or public figures were granted such permissions? So why, in this case, was Jimin, a grieving grandson, denied? Was it because he's a celebrity? Or is there something deeper behind how military leave is administered? A former soldier who served in a similar unit shared anonymously in a military forum. Famous idols often receive stricter treatment, not special treatment, because higher-ups are afraid of public backlash. I saw an idol once get denied leave, even for a family crisis, because the superiors didn't want the media to call it favoritism. It's easier to let them suffer quietly than risk public scandal, they wrote. If true, Jimin may have become a victim of a system that feared its own image more than respecting human compassion. He wasn't treated differently because he was special. He was denied because he was too visible. As expected, ARMY didn't stay silent. Hashtags like Justice for Jimin, Let Him Say Goodbye, and Where Is Compassion trended for nearly 2 days straight on Twitter, now X. International fans expressed outrage. Many argued that denying a soldier a chance to grieve a family member was cruel, especially when that soldier had voluntarily and respectfully fulfilled his duty. It's just one day, for a funeral. He didn't ask for a red carpet or a TV show. He just wanted to mourn, wrote a fan from the Philippines. Korean netizens, usually divided in matters involving idols and military, were unusually united in their criticism. Major news outlets like SBS, Yonhap, and even international platforms like CNN and BBC began reporting on the issue. Journalists dug into the military's internal regulations regarding emergency leave. Some discovered that in past instances, regular soldiers were granted permission to attend funerals, even for less immediate relatives. So why wasn't Jimin allowed to go? That's when speculation grew. Was there internal pressure, a PR concern, a decision made to prevent possible backlash over preferential treatment? If so, the very system meant to uphold fairness ended up compromising empathy. According to a confidential source, Jimin broke down crying when he received the news of his grandfather's death. He reportedly applied for emergency leave immediately, but his request was denied. He's said to have written a heartfelt letter to his family from inside the barracks, apologizing for not being able to attend the funeral. "I'm so sorry. I wanted to be there. I wanted to say goodbye, but I couldn't. I hope Grandpa knows I love him, always." That letter, the family revealed, was read aloud during the funeral, and in that moment, the entire room fell into tears. Jimin's story sparked a wider conversation across Korean society.